Rogue logic. This is the way.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Rogue Logic. As always, if everyone could like and subscribe, and of course hit notifications for when I have new material, it's greatly appreciated, and it would really help grow the channel. So I appreciate it if you could do that. And welcome to a Rogue Logic special report. Why am I here? No, this is not some deep philosophical question. Why are we all here? Actually, why am I here doing this special report tonight? Well, because, my friends, the orange insurrectionist, the crybaby bigot boy who has been and continues to cry about his victimization, he's been indicated tonight.
I believe he meant indicted.
What? Oh, I think those little hands were typing a little bit too fast. I'm sorry. That tweet right here, as you could see, I'm sorry, not a tweet. A Truth Central, social, whatever the hell it is. He's been indicted. That's what he meant to say. Maybe he couldn't bring himself to quite come out and say it, but I think he just was, those little fat fingers were going a little bit too fast. And so what has happened is that the Manhattan grand jury has decided that, yes, he is going to be indicted. And let me address one thing right here before, and this is a point that I'm actually very, very ecstatic right now, but I'm going to try to stay focused. This nonsense that we're hearing on the far right about how this is unprecedented, you can't do this to an ex-president. Okay, let's back up here for one moment.
Get a bit of perspective.
Yes, exactly. Let's just take a breath, take a moment, okay? Why has this never happened to any president before here? Okay? There's no former president who has ever done these things before.
As far as we know.
Yes, that we know of. That is true. But there has been no evidence of it by anyone else. So now I could go through the long list of his, what he calls a career, but I'm not going to, because the many, many, many things that he did prior to being president that were illegal, that he did get away with, because he's nothing but a wannabe mob boss. Those things aren't what's relevant. So here's what is relevant, okay? He offered hush money to a porn star that he was having an affair with, and did so he could make sure that it did not hurt his chances in the upcoming election. So that's the charge that we're talking about here. Now, this is only my opinion. This is opinion right here, but I personally think that's just the tip of the iceberg. I don't think they would bother going after him just for that one charge. But that being said, two. All right. He attempted to press a Georgia election official to find, let's not forget this, find 11,780 votes. That's pretty precise. So now we're talking about election fraud. The thing that he claims, and Mike Looney Pillow claims that the machines were doing, but he's actually asking someone to rig the election so he could win. Okay, so there's another totally illegal right there. Number 3, and this is the one I find most important, incited an insurrection against the United States of America. Now, I understand that the hardcore Trump cultists believe that he's a freedom fighter of some sort. Well, this is not the case, okay? If you don't like the people who are in power in our government, whether for instance, I didn't like Trump and he won in 2016. Now, I have a lot of issues with the Electoral College, but that's a whole other story that there's no reason to get into.
No one wants to hear that right now
I know.
anyway.
Nobody wants to hear me talk about that anyway. Thank you again. But there were no riots. There was no one attacking the Capitol in 2016. I know a lot of people were pretty upset. But the thing of it is, it's the peaceful transition of power is how it works here in our constitutional republic. I know that's what it is, but in our democratic republic, because that's the policy. It's not Democrats, democratic. You know, they mix this up constantly, which I sometimes is done intentionally. So anyway, he incited a riot because he did not like the outcome of the election. There is absolutely no evidence whatsoever to ever say that he won, and he just insisted, and his cronies and his acolytes and his cult members always do the same. So there you go. A coup leader, an attempted coup. I cannot see anything more anti-American, anti-patriotic than that. But there you go. Now, the fourth one is the dangerous big lie that led up to that attempted coup on our government that he continually perpetuated along with his bought news network of Fox News and Newsmax and whatever else. Okay? And then the last one I'm going to throw in here. This is also for being a completely horrific, bigoted embarrassment to this country, to the entire world. Just also, let me add that he's, I said horrific. Let's also say horrible, perverted, dim-witted, opportunist. And,
none of those are illegal.
No, that is correct. None of that number 5 is a crime, but it's a crime against decency. It's a crime against the etiquette of being the president of the United States, and I don't care. I wanted to mention it anyway. So no, those last parts are not a crime. So with that said, I'd like to just pretty much take my favorite drink here, Body Armor, who is not promoting my channel. I would love them to do so, but I thought my special occasion glass, this is for you, Donnie. Look at that, and I want to say a toast to you. That's wonderful. And I don't believe that, now an indictment is a very different thing than a conviction, so I'm not going to get too far ahead of myself here. But if, in fact, that the wheels of justice, however slowly they turn, do lead our great, wonderful, orange, small-handed, mushroom, penis jackass, if they do lead him into incarceration in a federal prison, or who knows, more than likely, if it ever happened, it would probably be some type of house arrest. I even know the logistics of it would be complicated. But if we can dream, and we actually do live in a country where the president or a doctor or a plumber or a homeless person or whoever is treated the same in a fair justice system. So if he ends up incarcerated, I just may wish that his fellow prisoners are people that he's stepped on his whole life. People that he's done nothing but cause pain and agony for. And I'm not even going to be specific because that's a big, big number. So, with that being said, on this fine March evening, I'd like to say be kind to one another whenever you can, which is almost all the time. I suppose I haven't been too kind to Donald tonight, but the reason that I always say whenever you can and almost all the time is there's being kind and then there's being made a fool of. And the people of this country, the people of the world, and everyone that comes into contact with that grifter has been made a fool of, or he's attempted to make a fool out of all of us. So, no, I don't have any kindness for him. What I do have for him is if you could find a way to possibly, Donald, look in the mirror and actually understand that you are a destructive, terrible human being. And what am I saying? He's a sociopath and a narcissist
of which he is both.
ever understand these things. So my point is back to the rest of everyone else. Everyone be kind to one another whenever you can, almost all the time. Always be kind to our animal friends. We are their voice, and we need to speak for them because they can't do it themselves. With that, peace, everybody, and good night. What's that, Basil?